Navigating relationships can be a complex journey for anyone, but when borderline personality disorder, or BPD, is part of the equation, the path often feels more turbulent, with emotions running deep and connections feeling both intensely close and, at times, alarmingly fragile. Whether you're someone living with BPD or you care about someone who is, understanding this unique relationship landscape is crucial, not simply to survive the waves, but to thrive together in greater harmony and understanding. Borderline personality disorder is characterized by a pronounced sensitivity to interpersonal dynamics. For those with BPD, relationships aren't just important. They're often the very foundation of how safety, value, and identity are experienced. This deep dependency can bring warmth, connection, and tenderness, but also the risk of overwhelming fears of abandonment or rejection. Emotional states may shift rapidly, and reactions can be more intense than what others might expect or be ready to handle. Recognizing this is the first step towards compassionate navigation. Communication rests at the core of all successful relationships, but in the context of BPD, it becomes even more vital. Many misunderstandings arise from differences in perception, where one person's offhand comment may be interpreted as disinterest or criticism, even if that was never the intention. For both parties, active listening and clarifying intentions are essential habits to foster. Take time to gently check in. I said something just now. How did it feel to you? Mine or, I noticed you seem distant. Can you tell me what's going on inside? These questions can diffuse tension and prevent escalation, creating a safe space for honest dialogue. Boundaries are another pillar of stable, healthy relationships. For someone with BPD, boundaries can feel frightening, even punishing, as they may be interpreted as rejection or withdrawal of love. But healthy boundaries aren't about pushing someone away. They're about protecting what's most important. Establishing boundaries together, with curiosity and patience, turns them from walls into supports. For example, you might agree on methods for taking breaks during conflict, or on how much alone time each person needs to recharge. By normalizing these conversations, both sides can feel heard and respected. It's equally important to recognize the cycle of idealization and devaluation that sometimes occurs in BPD relationships. Idealization is the belief that someone else is perfect, the answer to all needs and desires. But when anxiety or disappointment arises, that idealization can shift quickly to devaluation, the sense that the other person is fundamentally flawed or uncaring. These swings can be confusing and painful. The antidote is perspective-taking and self-awareness. When you feel a strong emotional shift, either up or down, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this emotion pointing to something real, or is it colored by my fear or insecurity? With practice, this creates more stability, allowing relationships to become safe harbors instead of stormy seas. For partners, friends, or family members, supporting someone with BPD requires a blend of empathy, patience, and self-care. It's common to feel overwhelmed or helpless, especially when the person you care about is in emotional distress. One of the best gifts you can offer is validation, acknowledging the reality of their feelings, even when you don't fully understand or agree. Simple statements like, "It sounds like this is really hard for you," or, "I see how much pain you're in right now," can de-escalate crisis moments and foster trust. While empathy matters, so does maintaining your own well-being. Caregivers sometimes fall into patterns of over-involvement, feeling responsible for the other person's emotional state or behaviors. Remember, supporting someone with BPD doesn't mean sacrificing your own needs, desires, or mental health. Prioritize your own boundaries and seek support from friends, therapy, or support groups, so you can show up consistently and authentically in the relationship. Crises can be a reality in BPD relationships, with emotions at times becoming overwhelming or even leading to self-harm or suicidal thoughts. It's vital to have a plan for navigating these moments. Learn to recognize early warning signs. Extreme mood shifts, rapid withdrawal, or expressions of hopelessness are key indicators. Work together in calm moments to establish a crisis plan, whom to contact, strategies for coping, and ways to safely de-escalate. Having this in place can help both parties feel safer and more empowered. Stigma is another wave that often arises. People with BP are frequently mischaracterized as manipulative, unstable, or simply too much. These harmful misconceptions can cause isolation and damage relationships. Education is a powerful antidote. The more you learn about BPD, that behaviors often stem from deep fear, emotional pain, or a history of trauma, the more compassionate and constructive your approach will become. Encourage honest, judgment-free discussions about mental health and challenge stereotypes when you encounter them. One transformative approach to relationships affected by BPD is dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT. Grounded in mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotional regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness, DBT offers vital skills for managing intense emotions and sharpening relationship tools. Even if you or your loved one aren't in formal therapy, learning the basics of DBT can make a real difference. Mindfulness helps root you in the present, reducing impulsive reactions that can harm relationships. Distress tolerance offers tools for enduring painful moments without resorting to extreme behaviors. Emotional regulation empowers both parties to better understand and manage difficult feelings and states. And interpersonal effectiveness helps you ask for what you need while respecting the needs and limits of others. Repair is another crucial skill. All relationships experience conflict, but the intensity of BPD emotions can make small ruptures feel catastrophic. Practicing repair means acknowledging when things have gone wrong, owning your part, and committing to moving forward. Even after hurtful words or misunderstandings, a sincere apology and effort to rebuild trust can transform a relationship into something even stronger. Another element often overlooked is the positive side of relationships involving BPD. While the challenges are real, so too is the potential for extraordinary empathy, loyalty, and depth of connection. Many people with BPD are gifted with a heightened capacity to sense the moods and needs of others. When these skills are honed and coupled with healthy boundaries and self-care, they become unique strengths within the relationship. Let's turn to practical strategies for everyday life. Routine and predictability can be comforting in BPD relationships as they lower anxiety about the unknown. Share your plans, discuss expectations, and provide reassurance during times of transition or uncertainty. If you're running late, send a quick message. If plans change, explain why and offer alternatives. These small acts of transparency send a clear signal: you care, and you want the other person to feel safe. Practice intentional rituals, a weekly dinner, a nightly check-in, a simple gratitude exchange, to build trust and intimacy. These rituals aren't cures, but they reinforce the message that the relationship is a priority. Emotions in BPD are often experienced at high volume. Sensitive topics may lead to passionate arguments or hurt feelings. Learn and use timeouts, short breaks during conflict, to allow emotions to cool. Agree beforehand on how to initiate a timeout and what each person will do during that time. A short walk, deep breathing, or listening to music can help. The goal is never avoidance, but creating space for thoughtful, respectful communication once both parties are ready. Another tool is mirroring, repeating back what you've heard before responding. This confirms understanding and reduces misinterpretations. For example, "So what I'm hearing is that you felt ignored when I was on my phone during dinner. Is that right?" Such strategies foster connection and trust, even when emotions run high. If you're living with BPD, self-awareness and self-compassion are key. Practice checking in with yourself. What am I feeling right now? Is my reaction proportionate to the situation? Journaling or tracking emotional triggers can help identify patterns and prepare for difficult moments. Don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. Therapy, support groups, or trusted friends can provide new perspectives and reassurance during troubled times. Relationships thrive on appreciation and gratitude. Make it a practice to express genuine thanks for the small and large acts of care, patience, or understanding that happen daily. A simple "thank you for listening" or "I appreciate your support today" can foster goodwill and counterbalance more challenging interactions. No relationship can thrive in a vacuum. Community matters. Connecting with others who understand BPD, whether online or in person, can be a lifeline. Sharing stories, strategies, and resources with peers facing similar challenges can remind both people in the relationship that they are not alone, and that thriving is truly possible. Ultimately, relationships involving BPD call for courage, the courage to face vulnerability, to stay when things get hard, and to learn together as you go. The journey may be marked by challenges, yet it is also rich with growth, resilience, and profound love. With mindful effort, open communication, and a willingness to learn, even the biggest waves can become opportunities for healing, connection, and lasting change. Don't forget to subscribe us and check out therapyandrelaxation.com for more.